Hi crocheters of the world. In this tutorial I want to show you how to crochet a very easy and nice shrug with the infinity or Möbius method. And I choose for this a stitch pattern, really easy stitch pattern. It will be the V-stitch, and I combine it with other stitches that I think are nice together, so created a lovely effect together. Now for this project I'm using a number 2 fine yarn. It's a sport or baby yarn, and I am working with a 3.5 millimeters hook. It's a acrylic yarn, but you can use wool, you can use any kind of yarn. Number 2 waisted yarn, baby or sport yarn. So this is the weight of the yarn. Now for the project you will need to chain a multiple of 3 for the circumference of your body, okay, with the arms put so near the body, close to the body, so you understand this is the circumference that you need. So with the arms, okay, body with the arms, okay, so including the arms because it's a shrug. So you see how it looks. Now another very important thing, I will work with a 3.5 millimeters hook all the project, but for the chain I use a larger hook, so it's a 4 millimeters hook, okay, so 3.5 4 millimeters hook, and I really highly recommending to you to use a larger hook for the chain stitch, and then to pass to the smaller hook, the hook which you will imply to crochet all your project. Okay, now I have here a chain of 150, but this is okay for my circumference, so you just chain, and then you can measure it around your body to see if it works. So it not has to be very straight, of course, so it's something that must be a little bit loose, okay, so not very straight. Okay, now maybe 1 or 2 centimeters, because as I said, it's a shrug, so it must be nice and how can I say, soft. Okay, now you have to pay attention not to twist your chain while joining. It's very important, this aspect too. So actually the most difficult part of this project is the beginning. Then you'll see it's really easy. So I will put it like this. I want to show you closer. We have these two, it's like little, there are like little V's here, so we have both side, we need both sides with this V facing us, not this part. So this with the middle barrette here, with the middle bar here, vertical bar here, it's the back side of the chain. So we want all the chain with the front side with these little V's facing us, okay, when we join together the parts. Very important. So just be sure that your work is not, your chain is not twisted, and I will just watch mine and I just want to slip stitch to join, and I will be back to show you the pattern, really easy pattern. Okay, so now I am very attentive here to, can you see how I am inserting my hook here into the chain, into the loop, and can you see, I just want to be sure that all the chain is with the right side facing me, so I just go on like this until the end, controlling that it's all right. So the chain is okay like this. So actually it's really easy, but we have to be very careful. And now I will insert my hook into the last chain and finally slip stitch to join. Okay, as I said before, it's the V-stitch, actually the very first round will be V-stitch round. So chain 3 for the first double crochet and chain another one for the chain 1 space, insert the hook into the very first chain and work another double crochet, and this is our first double, and this is our first V-stitch. Now skip 2 chains and into the third work another V-stitch, so double crochet, chain 1 and one more double crochet, and we just want to continue on like this for the end, till the end. So 1, 2, skip 2 and into the third work the V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. Okay, now again this is where I worked the stitch, so I will skip 2 chains into the third, so always into the third. I said it's a multiple of 3 the stitch, so that's why I am working my V-stitch into the third chain. So skip 2 chains into the third, work 1 double crochet, chain 1 and one more double crochet, all into the same chain. Continue on like this until you reach the end. You will skip, so you will still have 2 chains left after you will work your last V-stitch, and this is perfect. Okay, so you must have 2 chains here. Don't slip stitch, okay, to join, because we don't want to join. I let you the link below this video of the Möbius method video that I made, that I did of the Möbius method. So please, if you haven't seen it before, just go on and watch that that video first and then come back, because you must understand the method to work this project. Okay, I will just finish this first round. I will be back to show you how to continue on. Okay, now this is another very important thing. I haven't finished it yet, the first round, but I just want to say something more, that it's very important to keep checking while working your first round, to keep checking that your chain is not twisting. Okay, so very important, not only when you slip stitch, but also when you work your first round. So just be sure. Can you see, it's really easy to keep it like this and to go wrong and then to work all, and you have to undo all. Okay, now I finished my round. And as I said before, I don't want to slip stitch, because, from the other video, I think you watched it. If you don't, you must do it, because you don't understand. You won't understand this. So I already put a marker into my last V-stitch. So put a marker into your last V-stitch worked here. And now we will continue on like this. we will work. This is my first V-stitch, so I will turn it upside down. Okay, I'm like this. Here it is my beginning tail, and I will turn it upside down, and I will work V-stitches on the chain that I already work a V-stitch on the other side. It's a kind of working in the mirror. Okay, so yarn over, turn the left side upside down like this, and begin working into the chain where you worked your very first V-stitch. Work a V-stitch without working anything else in between the last V-stitch and this first V-stitch. Okay, and I will skip into the chain where I have my second one, and I will work another V-stitch. Chain 1, double crochet. I will skip into the next chain where I worked the third, and I will work my third. And that's all. I just want to go on like this and to work V-stitches into each chain until I will reach the marker, and I will work, so the last V-stitch will be worked into the last chain, into the chain of the V-stitch with the marker, so here. Okay, and when I will be here working my last V-stitch here into the V-stitch with the marker, I can say I finished the first round, the first infinity round. Okay, so I am working in the mirror. This is actually the idea, because as you can see, I work V-stitches. I don't know. Yes, it's like the image in the mirror. Can you see? It's actually like the image in the mirror. Okay, so just go on and work into each chain where you already worked a V-stitch like this. Work another V-stitch. Okay, go on, you will have the same number of V-stitches. I didn't count my V-stitches. I must have 50 because I have 150 chains, and in each of my third chain I worked a V-stitch, so I must have 50 V-stitches. And now I am working 50 V-stitches too. More, sorry. Okay, so go on, finish this round. I will finish mine, and I will be back to show you how to continue on. So I said I will finish my infinity round when I work my last V-stitch over the V-stitch with the marker, and here I am. So this is a complete infinity round because I worked I work into the chain and under, actually. Okay, so in the mirror, as I said. Now take your marker from the under V-stitch and insert it into the last V-stitch worked, and this will be the last stitch of each infinity round. Infinity round means that we will work we will work on this and under, so here and here. Okay, but don't worry, you don't have to think about it, because it's the pattern itself that walks you through this infinity round, okay? So don't worry about it. And first, please watch the video below this video, so of the infinity method of the headband that I did, because it's very important to understand this, okay? It's not difficult at all, but we have to understand it. Okay, now I finished the first infinity round, and as I said before, I want to combine a little bit this V-stitch. I don't want to work only this V-stitch, I just want to work a sequence of 3 stitches to repeat for my little pattern here. So the second round will be like this: yarn over and insert the hook directly into the very first V-stitch work, the very first. So which means that we have the chain 4 here, and we will work into the 4th chain. So the chain 3 stands for the first double crochet, and the 4th chain stands for the chain 1 space of the first V-stitch. And here I want to work 3 double crochets for a shell stitch, okay? Now you will have this little, not very little, hole here, but don't worry about it. With the tail we will just sew it at the end of the project, so don't worry about it. Okay, now continue on the second infinity round, working into each chain 1 space a shell of 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Now skip directly into the chain 1 of the next V-stitch and work your shell stitch, composed by 3 double crochets, like this. Okay, and this is the second, this will be the second round of the little pattern that I made, that I imagined for this project, just because I didn't want it only with the V-stitch, okay? So I invented this little stitch pattern. So this is the shell stitch round, and we have to go on working like this until we reach again the stitch with the marker, and then we will have the second infinity round ready and the second round of the pattern ready, and I will be back to show you how to work the third round of the pattern. Okay, so I just want to tell you one more thing. Just go on and work. Don't worry. As I said before, it's the pattern itself that will walk you through the infinity round and will bring you to the last stitch. So don't worry, just go on, keep on working shell stitches into each of your V-stitch, chain 1 space of the V-stitch. Okay, don't worry, just go on. So I haven't finished yet my infinity round. I just am at half distance, so which means that I'm here and I have here my marker. So as you can see, I worked 1/2 and 1/2, and I want to continue on. So actually now here over the marker stitch, it's my shell stitch. This means that actually I worked my 50 shells, so my normal round. But I don't speak about normal rounds. I am now speaking about infinity rounds, which means it's a infinity round. It's oh mine, how can I say? Sorry, it's double. I had in mind only the Italian term for double, so doppio, it's double, okay? So the infinity round, it's double the normal round. So if I have 50 V-stitches for a normal round, I will have 100 V-stitches for a infinity round, and this is what is important now for us, okay? So the infinity round, now I had my first infinity round of 100 V-stitches, and now I'm working my second infinity round, and I will have 100 shell stitches, and into my third infinity round, which is my third round of the repeating sequence for my pattern, I will have 100 of clusters, but I will be back to show you how to work them, okay? So it's actually really easy. The idea is really easy, the concept is really easy, so that's why I am trying to explain it to you, so you can understand it and don't feel frightened about it. Okay, so let me finish all the infinity rounds, and I have only 50 here. I just want to work 50 more, and I will be back to show you the third infinity round and the third round of the pattern sequence. So I almost finished my infinity round, and how do I know? I know because I worked my second to last shell into my second to last V-stitch of the previous infinity row. So this means that this is, as I said before, the marker stitch is the last stitch of the infinity round, and I will take off the marker, I will work my last shell, and I will put again the marker 1, 2, and 3. So there are 3 double crochets, work into the chain 1 space of the last V-stitch, and this is my last shell stitch of the second infinity round and second round of the pattern sequence that I will repeat. Now I have the last round, and I will have the completed sequence to repeat for the length that we want. Another aspect that I want to show you, not to show you, but to tell you about, it's that the length of a infinity scarf or shrag, as we are working here, or anything else of a infinity project, okay, it's so actually I didn't express myself well, because it's not the length. An infinity project is growing on one side and on the other, okay? So from here is the middle part where we work into the chain stitch on one side and on the other side. And from here, actually, as you can see, because you can see we have the shell stitch over and we have the shell stitch here. So this means that the length, so actually it's growing up on one side and on the other, okay? So it's like this. And we have this twisted part, which is really nice. Okay. And now, as I said, let's begin with the cluster stitch row, round, infinity round. I will work my first cluster stitch over my first shell stitch, so over my first 3 double crochets. So yarn over, insert the hook. We never slip stitch on the infinity rounds, in between the infinity rounds. So when we finish one and begin another, we never slip stitch, we just go on, okay? So insert the hook, yarn over, insert the hook into the very first double crochet and work a double crochet, but don't finish it. So we have now 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert the hook into the second and work it halfway and remain like this with 3 loops on the hook. Now yarn over, insert the hook into the very last double crochet of the first shell and work it halfway, and now we have 4 loops on the hook. Now yarn over, pull through all 4. We have now 1 loop left, yarn over, pull through this loop, and this is the chain, is the secure chain of our first cluster. Now chain 2, yarn over, skip directly into the next shell and work the same thing. So work the first double crochet halfway, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, work the second double crochet halfway, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, work the third double crochet halfway, and 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1 to secure, chain 2, yarn over, skip directly into the next shell and work the cluster. So actually, what are we doing here? We are closing our shells into clusters, that's all. And we always chain 1 in between. Okay, chain 2, sorry. So we have the secure chain and chain 2. And now actually we are creating again or recreating the foundation for the V-stitch again, because from the 4th round we will just repeat the sequence. So we will work V-stitch, we will work shell stitch, cluster stitch, V-stitch, shell stitch, cluster stitch, and so on until our project is long enough for what we want. Okay, so I will just go on like this until I reach again the marker stitch, and I will work my last, I will close my last shell stitch. Okay, so just let me show you one more time. Don't forget to chain 2 in between the clusters. And now yarn over, work into the first double crochet, a double crochet, only a half. Now yarn over, insert the hook into the second, pull the yarn through it, yarn over, pull through 2 and remain like this. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert the hook into the third double crochet, pull the yarn through it, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook and remain like this. 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Now yarn over, pull through the loop on the hook, which means the secure chain. Now chain 2 again and work your shell stitch into a cluster stitch. So actually work your 3 double crochets together. Okay, chain to secure and chain 2 more and go on. So this is actually the pattern that I choose, that I combined actually. There are 3 stitches, the shell stitch, the cluster stitch and the V-stitch that I combined together to create this little pattern stitch for my project. And I think it's a nice idea. It's really easy and nice idea for our shrug, for our, let's say, summerish shrug, let's say. Okay, now go on, finish your round, infinity round, so finish, go on and work like this, your clusters, until you reach your last shell, and I will do the same thing, and I will be back to show you how to continue on, how to repeat actually the sequence, and that's all. Okay, I almost finished this round, the round of clusters. And I almost finished because I am here, I want to work the last cluster to join my last shell, the shell with the marker, so let us do it. It's 1, oops, and 2 and 3 together. And chain 1 to secure, and I will insert the marker into the chain 1, secure chain 1 of the last cluster. And now I know that this is my last cluster, so I will begin again with my V-stitches, and then I will go on with the V-stitches until I reach this. So I will work my last V-stitch into the chain 1 secure of with the marker here. Then I will continue on with the second round of the pattern, which is the shell stitch, and then again with the cluster stitch, and so on until I reach the length that I need for my my shrug. Now I will chain 2 and I will skip directly into my first cluster, into a chain 1, so into the secure chain of each of my clusters. I will work double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. Okay, It's that here I don't need the chain too, sorry, because I finished. I just want to begin with double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the first cluster. Yes, and now I just want to continue on with this round and insert the hook into the very next chain 1 on the top of the cluster and work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and then into the very next chain, secure chain. Yes, maybe it's a little bit difficult. Double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet, and yes, this is how I have to continue on for the rest of this round, and from here on I will just want to repeat these 3 sequences, these 3, let's say, stitches. So the V-stitch round, the shell stitch round, and then the cluster round, and so on. And I go on with 1 round until I reach the marker. Okay, so the last stitch on the round, it's the marker stitch, and then I continue on with the shell stitch without slip stitch. So we don't slip stitch, just go on with the next stitch. Okay, so that's also, it's here that I will work my last V-stitch and here into the chain 1 where I have now the marker, and then from here I will continue on with the shell stitch. So keep on going like this until you reach the length that you want for your shrug and or your shawl, your infinity shawl or infinity shrug, and I will continue on for mine, and I will be back to show you the last round. So how to finish actually and how to work the last round, which is a border round, and of course the length, and that's all. So the project itself, it's really easy, nothing difficult, as you can see, and it's so nice for, as I said, for summer or springtime, really for the chilly evenings on summer or springtime. It's really nice. Okay, so now let me finish mine, and I will be back to show you how to finish it, actually to finish the project. So I almost finished my infinity shawl or poncho, or I don't know, call it as you wish. This is what I have. The length, so I say the entire length of mine is 30, so it's an average measure, because you know it's so elastic. Actually it's a 35 centimeters, so the length, and for me it is just perfect. If you want it longer, just continue on, no problem. So you can make it of course as you wish. And I don't know, I am really satisfied with the result. It's you know, something like something like must have. So really easy to make and really nice and fancy. So another thing, so I want to say that you must work it with a larger hook than the hook written on the label of the skein of the yarn that you choose for it, because you want it to be a little bit elastic. So just because of how you can wear it. Okay, so there are a few possibilities of wear this, and as I show you in the pictures before the video, there are 3 or 4 possibilities, and in order to have a soft and nice texture on it, I recommend you to work it with a larger hook than the normal hook that it's written on the label of the skein of the yarn that you choose for it. Okay, now I just want to show you the border, so how to finish it and how to work the border, and that's it. So this is it. It's really easy. Hope you enjoy this tutorial, and let me just show you the border. So here I am. I finished my last shell, so you must finish with a shell stitch round, and here it is, my marker. I have to work here into the last V-stitch, my last shell stitch, and I will work it like this. Yarn over, insert the hook into the chain 1 space and work 1 half double crochet. Now for the second stitch will be another half double crochet, and for the third stitch of the shell will be a single crochet. Okay, and now into the very first double crochet of the first shell work a slip stitch to join. And here it is. Now our actually project is ready. We just have to add the border. If you want to, you can let it like this if you want to, but I think with the border it's a little bit better. I love borders. Okay, now I will work the same border as I worked for the infinity headband, so nothing difficult, just let me show you a little bit here. So chain 1 and into the same very first double crochet of the first shell work a single crochet. Now chain 2, yarn over into the single crochet, insert the hook and work 2 or 3, depends on how many you want to. I work 2 double crochets. Now skip directly into the first double crochet of the next shell and single crochet into it. Now chain 2 again and into the single crochet work 2, work a chain of 2 and 2 double crochets actually, and so on. Skip directly into the first double crochet of the next shell and single crochet into it. Now chain 2, yarn over and into the same single crochet, work 2 more double crochets. So really easy. And we will work this single crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet into each of our first double crochet of our shells all around. This means that we will be ready with this round when we work our last border, like here, into the half double crochet of the last shell worked. Okay, so single crochet into the last half double crochet and chain 2 and 2 double crochets and slip stitch into the first single crochet worked, and this will be the end. Okay, now let me just go on, but this is the project, and I hope you enjoy it. As I said before, it's really easy, but it's a must-have in our wardrobe, I think, and for all of us. Even if so, I think it's something that goes with any kind of age. So from a girl to a teenager to a lady and so on. It's really nice for a chilly summer or springtime evening. Okay, so and it goes with trousers or with skirts or with the dresses, so it's really perfect for a fancy outfit or for a casual outfit. So hope you enjoy it again, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like my tutorials. Bye bye, see you at the next tutorial.